on and off camera all day.
Okay.
But I'll be here. Just the camera part.
Good morning, everybody. Okay.
Depends on internet connection.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to have the chat open here. So if anybody has any questions while I'm doing the presentation, just pop them into the chat, and then we'll get to a discussion towards the end. But we're going to have this be sort of an embodied experience, and I'm going to introduce you to some ways that you can start growing your business using AcuAroma Therapy. All right. I'm going to go to my share.
We've got the plantar, calcaneonavicular ligament.
Okay.
Also, aka the spring.
And full screen.
Star, highlight that
and if you guys want to mute, unless you have a question, that would be helpful as well. And present. Okay. All right. I know this is going to be exciting. Finding 4 proven ways to build a profitable aroma. We all want a profitable business, right? And I'm going to take you sort of through my journey of what's happened over the last 10 years. And we're going to talk about how you can fast forward that and not have to take 10 years to do this, because I've done all the hard work on the back end. So I will say now, and I will always say that AcuAroma Therapy is the fastest growing healing modality of the 21st century. This stuff works, and I've seen it hundreds and hundreds, if not thousands of times in real life. So I always love to share this. So many of the people that come to me are holistic health practitioners or aromatherapists or body workers or energy workers. And when I have conversations with them, they all are dreaming of ways that they can get better results for their clients and stand out as the go-to expert in their field. So, I want to ask you the question, do you dream of one day making a healthy living doing what you do, what you love to do? Because I love to wake up in the morning and do and earn money from things that I love to do. I remember when I was in my late 30s, early 40s, and I decided to take a year, and I had this standard statement: if it ain't fun, I ain't doing it. And I sorted out a lot of things that I did not love to do anymore. And what always came back to the top of the things I did love to do, it was aromatherapy, energy work, and hands-on body work. So I just made that my focus. So I kind of like open the invitation for you to do those things. Like, if it ain't fun, I ain't doing it. But I also want you to stop dreaming and start doing. And that's what I've done with AcuAroma Therapy. So I'm going to share my little journey with you, and then we're going to talk about how you can do the same thing. So we'll talk about some of the principles and the methods of this modality. We're going to engage in embodied practice so that you can see firsthand how this all works. And then by the end of our time together, you'll be able to implement at least 1, if not 4, of these things into your practice. Yep, AcuAroma Therapy is the fastest growing healing modality of the 21st century. So let's talk about a little bit of the nuts and bolts of it. And this is what one of the first places I start in the certification program is talking about, like, how do you explain this to people? It's like when I first started doing Reiki, how do I explain this to people? Because they really need to feel it. So I base all of this on the teachings of Peter Holmes and Tiffany Carroll, whom I studied with for many years. And I also did some team teaching with Tiffany Carroll. Together, we developed the AcuAroma Therapy Fundamentals for Body Workers. So we were teaching that in several different places around the United States. But it all boils down to what you know as an aromatherapist of top, middle, and base notes. And then we assign these aromatic energetics. So to simplify that, There are 6 aromatic qualities. We have pungent, lemony, green, sweet, woody, and rooty. And each of the 2, pungent and lemony, relate to top notes. Green and sweet relate to those middle notes, and woody and rooty relate to those base notes. So that's sort of the foundation, how we start working with these aromatic qualities. And each one of those qualities has a movement to it. So those pungent lemony qualities are uprising, lifting, dispersing, and clarifying. And the green and the sweet notes or qualities are circulating to relax and regulating to harmonize. And then the woody and rooty are the ones that center and stabilize us and sink and ground. So whenever I'm working with clients, or even myself, because I always do self-care first, so I have enough to give to others, is that I'm thinking, where is my energy right now? So maybe do a little check-in with yourself. What is my energy doing right now? And then if it's a state that you're not comfortable with or that you're not really enjoying, how can you shift it? If I'm feeling stuck, do I need the energy to disperse and clarify? Or do I just need to get more grounded before I can disperse and clarify? So those are kind of the ways that I start working with clients and start thinking about these aromatic qualities and the ways that we can move energy in the body. Does that make sense? So let's just do a little practice. Here on the left of this slide, you'll see the heart meridian. It starts in the armpit and goes down sort of to your funny bone in your elbow, and then down your forearm by the side, the outer edge of your wrist, and then it comes in to end at the inside tip of your little finger. That's your heart meridian. Now, there's a point on that heart meridian. If you come down from your ring finger and go right to your wrist crease there between the 2 tendons, you'll find heart 7. And that is considered one of the spirit gates of the body. So it's in Chinese medicine, it's called the Shen Men, and it's heart 7. I love this point because it settles any worry or anxiety. And rose on this point, or you could use rose geranium if you didn't have rose. I like to dilute it to a 10% dilution. And oftentimes, I'm going to come off the camera here, off my share. I'll come and be with you. This point, you can do point to point. So I'm going to show you. And sometimes I'll just have clients do this. So I'm going to put this on the point. So the point is right here at the edge of the wrist crease, right? I'm going to put a little drop of rose that's diluted to 10%, and then I'm going to do a little crisscross. So I've got my wrists crossed here, and I'm just going to settle in. I can already smell that rose. So I want to explain what's happening here. So this acupuncture point is like a portal or a vortex into the secret hidden life of our meridians, which are like our energy superhighways in the body. And I'm inviting Rose into this portal. And I'm just barely touching my wrists together on this point. So I've knocked on the door, and Rose has entered the doorway, and the body's chi comes up to meet it. And it says, "Oh, you are Rose, and I want to come invite you in to have a cup of tea with me." And so Rose is a euphoric. It has a very high vibration. It's a middle note, so it's a sweet rosy. And it has the energy to circulate and balance. I like to think of it as that infinity loop. So as you hold this point, and I'm feeling some warmth here, so I know there's some energy happening here. It got nice and warm. See if you can feel that within your body, that sometimes you might have this little rocking motion. See if your mind feels a little bit more calm, a little less monkey mind chatter, and see if you can feel into that a little bit. Typically, we hold a point from 1 to 3 minutes. I usually get a little rocking sensation in my body after about a minute. And I know that Rose is having a little happy dance with my chi inside there. And then when you feel like you've had a shift, you can come back to just having an inhalation of that oil. I always encourage journaling when you're doing the oils and the points. So this kind of just brings us to a nice, calm state of mind. We're balancing the Shen, which is called the mind in Chinese medicine. I'm going to go back to my share and let you kind of continue in the little bliss bubble here. All right. So this harmonizes the heart, and it generates some emotional safety and security. So just enjoy that feeling while we go through the presentation. So 15 years ago, the use of essential oils on acupuncture points was hardly talked about. AcuAroma Therapy is on the rise as an integrative healing modality, and you can enter this field without any previous experience in aromatherapy, and you don't need to be a licensed acupuncturist. You can practice virtually anywhere in the world, which is one of the things that I love the most. It's non-invasive, it's safe, effective, works with so many other modalities, and we're going to talk about that. Really, anyone can learn acuaromatherapy. One of our previous graduating students, who is a doctor here in Oregon, and she's a mom, and she goes into the school, the classroom, her child's classroom, a couple times a month, and they do aromatherapy and acupoints. And so she's working with the teacher to create a little space in the classroom where they can have, the little face emojis to so you can select how you're feeling, or sad, scared, whatever. And then below that is going to be a picture of an acupoint, and then the oil will be there for the kids to do some self-care. And I think, wow, what if every school was set up so kids could have a place they could go to self-regulate when they were struggling, and to learn how to use plant medicine when they're in primary school. That would be so amazing. So Dr. Dilcher is doing that. She also mentors other doctors that are in training to become doctors. And so she's introduced this to them as well. So we need superheroes like that on the ground with this modality. Here are some of the market trends for acuaromatherapy. Again, like in 2010, there were maybe 1,000 practitioners that were actually actively using acuaromatherapy. Most of them were acupuncturists. Tiffany and Peter were both acupuncturists, although Tiffany has a background as a massage therapist. But primarily they were teaching this to acupuncturists. Fast forward to 2015, we were getting some tread in the industry. This is about where I came in. So I was fortunate to be able to study with some of the best. I also, early on when I was just first an aromatherapist, 18 years ago, I got Gabrielle Moget's book, Healing Aromatherapy for Healing the Spirit. And he had acupressure points in there. And I'm like, oh, this is fascinating. So that was really my very first introduction to it, but I didn't know anything about it. So it was just pictures in a book, and I was just playing with it. So by 2023, now this has tripled in numbers. And the estimates for reaching out to 2030 is that there will be at least 40,000 um, AcuAroma therapists. So whether they're standalone AcuAroma therapists or whether they're integrating this into other practices, that's all those numbers are together. So yeah, this is happening, guys. This is happening in a good way. So let's do another point. How many of you carry all your emotional luggage up on your shoulders? This big luggage rack up here. Well, I know that when I get stressed and tense, I tend to feel it in my shoulders. So we're going to find the magic button. This is called the shoulder well. It's a gallbladder point. It's on the gallbladder meridian. So gallbladder 21. And it's the point on the shoulders, at the high point of the shoulders. If you crisscross your arms in front of you, your fingers pretty much naturally, your index finger lands on that high point. Okay. If you're unsure, you can put the oil on 2 fingers and just set both of them up there. Somewhere you're gonna get it. So this is a really interesting point. This point helps to relax the body. It is the meeting point for the gallbladder and what we call the sanjiao or the triple burner and the stomach. So sometimes when we get this tenseness in our body, our stomach tends to tighten up too, right? How many of you, when you get tense, also get digestive disorders, right? Um, so this point resolves tension and constriction in the body. And that's why I've chosen sweet marjoram, because sweet marjoram is also really great at relieving tension. It relaxes, it resolves resistance in the body. And so when we put sweet marjoram on this gallbladder point, it's like we're unwinding the fascia with sweet marjoram. So this is good for any relaxing any of the muscles, ligaments, and tendons, the sinews in the body, in the upper body. There's also a gallbladder point for the lower body, but we're going to work with this one. So grab your sweet marjoram. I got to find mine here. And place a little drop on your fingertip. I have this diluted to 50%. You could go 25 to 50%. So when I say 50%, or let's say I'll use 25% as an example. If I say 25%, that means that it's 25% of the essential oil and 75% of a carrier oil. So I'm just going to place that on my fingertip. I'm going to put my fingertips together to evenly distribute that oil. And then I'm going to come and place that on that point. I've used this point enough times that my chi cannot wait to come and meet sweet marjoram and put their jammies on and get nice and comfy on the couch. So this is just relaxing any stress or tension. We had harmonized with our spirit gate, our heart 7. And now we're going to allow the body to release some tension. So we're building on that first point that we did. These points and oils can be used at any time of the day for any specific reason that you need them. Sometimes I just need to smell my sweet marjoram. It gives me an aroma memory of making spaghetti sauce and making pasta with my grandma when I was a little girl. So sometimes we have these aroma memories with our oils as well. So just notice if you feel a little softening in your shoulders, maybe just a little softening in your upper body, and that might come through as, oh, I was just able to take a deeper breath. I felt like my diaphragm relaxed a little bit as part of this unwinding. And then you can come back to this beautiful Oreganum marjorana, our sweet marjoram. Giving a little inhalation for that. All right, now that we've resolved any resistance in our upper body, we'll move on. So this is what my business looked like, roughly 10 years ago, 11 years ago. And I'm a certified reflexologist and a certified aromatherapist. So about, 57% of my clients were reflexology. And I was also a Reiki master. So I had about 13% of my clients were Reiki clients. Sometimes I did a combination of both when they came for a session. I was making products, aromatherapy products. So 25% of my business was that. And only 3% was AcuAroma Therapy. And it was mostly people that were coming to me for reflexology or Reiki. And I would say, hey, I've learned this new thing. Would you like to try it? So that was sort of how I was introducing this modality to other people as I was just learning how to do it. And honestly, I will tell you, I went to the classes with Peter and Tiffany. I took level 1 3 times with them. And at the time, they were charging $350 per class. So I spent $1,000 in level 1. And I kept asking, am I in the right class? Like, should I be in this class? Because there were acupuncturists there. There were naturopaths. There were doctors. And I thought, yeah, but I'm a reflexologist. And Tiffany would always say, you are in the right place at the right time for the right reasons. And so I stuck with it. And I'm so glad that I did. Because fast forward to today, and I still see reflexology and Reiki clients in person because I love in-person work and hands-on. So, but that's only about 15% of my business. I still make aromatherapy products and I still have a lot of things on the website to offer, but that's only about 10%. I'm doing about 36% of AcuAromatherapy, and that's in person. And the other 40% are online classes and courses and offerings that I have. And I'm ecstatic to tell you about that today because there is huge potential for you in this. And you can still do your in-person stuff. That's totally doable too. So I love a nice balance. That's just the person that I am. I don't want to do everything online because I love to engage with people in person. I'm also a big medicine gardener. And so I have a still. Yesterday, I got a notice that somebody had cut down a eucalyptus tree in a town nearby. And so I got a hold of them and I said, can I come get some eucalyptus leaves to distill? And they're like, do what with them? So I went and filled the back of my car with eucalyptus leaves and branches and brought it home and set up my still. And last evening for our full moon, I made eucalyptus hydrosol. And there's a little bit of essential oil on top. So I can't wait to start using that. But I love the diversity within this modality that gives me the opportunity to, and I will use that eucalyptus hydrosol on acupoints because you can use hydrosols, you can use flower essences, you can use essential oils. So it's really a wide open modality for lots of exploration. So let's do another point. Let's grab laurel, which is in the same energetic aromatic fragrance category as eucalyptus. So it is a pungent. So it's going to be uplifting. I love this combination. This is Laurus nobilis. And when I was in the Azores this past June on an aromatherapy tour, we got to experience the specific botanical strain of laurel that grows only in the Azores. So I brought some back. I'm using mine at 50%, Laurus nobilis. Mine is Laurus azorea. which means it grows only in the Azores. We're going to use yin tong, which is a third eye. Oh, this is a special point. This is going to, the energetics are going to raise you up through this third eye point, this yin tong point. It's going to resolve any mental fogginess, any indecisiveness. It's going to bring you up for a 20,000 foot view. It's going to allow you to see the potential of what you could manifest with AcuAroma Therapy. So if there's any restlessness, any emotions that are going, I don't know, oh, this is a lot, it's going to take the edge off of any emotional restlessness or anxiety. Give you a higher perspective, let you see the bigger picture. It's also opening up the breath for me. Letting me take that deep breath. And when I always love the saying, fear or anxiety is the absence of breath. We hold our breath. Our diaphragm gets really tight when we're anxious or nervous. But excitement is the exact opposite of that. So excitement is the breath. So this point and Laurel allow me to open up the breath and to have that 20,000 foot view and be excited about something that's way bigger than me, but that I can be a part of. So I hope you can feel into that and enjoy that feeling. So let's move on. I know. How do you want to transform your holistic business? So harnessing the power of these essential oils on acupuncture or acupressure points can really revolutionize your wellness practice. It can increase your client base. It can get better results for you with your clients. It can make you stand out as, hey, I want to go to, you remember that Reiki practitioner that uses the oils and the points? Like, I feel so much better when I'm done with the session with her. You want to be that person, which is going to increase your profits. I don't advertise. I don't need to anymore. I get so many referrals, and I have a referral program for my clients. I charge $85 for a session, a 1 hour session, whether that's Reiki, reflexology, or AcuAroma Therapy. And when somebody has a good result and they tell their friend and their friend comes to see me, that person gets $10 off of their next visit. So I get a lot of repeat people. I get a lot of new people, and people come for all kinds of different reasons. But though I never have to advertise anymore. And I moved my studio from a bigger town to my home studio, and I still don't need to advertise. So the power of word of mouth and testimonial are really huge. And when you get those testimonials from people, save them ask them, can I use this testimonial? If they say yes, save that in a document on your Google Drive or wherever you save documents, because you'll want to be able to share those with your community. So here are 4 different ways that you can really start to revolutionize your practice using AcuAroma Therapy. And that's diversifying. The first is to diversify. Just start using some oils and points in your practice. Start playing with it. Be curious. That's the best way to learn. That's how kids learn when they're growing up, is just trial and error, practicing, playing. The best cooks started out making mud pies out in the alley, right? Just playing. And then you can have the opportunity to become certified and facilitate your own AcuAroma learning circles. And I'll tell you a little bit about how I started. Several years ago, after I'd been studying and kind of playing with this in my practice for a while, I suffer from seasonal affective disorder. And in the wintertime, I can get really bummed out when the days are really, really short. So I decided 3 years ago, in January, I'm going to do 30 days and I'm going to get online, and whoever wants to join me for $1 a day can come and get an acupoint and an oil, and we'll do some Qigong movement and I'll do a guided meditation. 30 days. I called it the 30-day AcuAroma experience. And really, I was still learning these oils and points. So I just wanted to share and give them something that they could be doing as well for themselves. And by the end of that 30 days, I looked at all the content and I said, this is a card deck. So I made my first card deck and I pre-sold them. I asked my group online to design the back of the card. And so they all had a vote in it, and they bought the pre-orders, and I went out on a limb and ordered 100 decks. I had no idea how I was going to sell it, but within 3 months, all those decks were sold. And I realized I wanted to add some more points to the deck. So I almost doubled the deck. It's a 52 card deck now. And it's in 12 different countries all around the world. How that happened, I have no idea, except I just kept sharing. And then people said, well, I really want to learn some more. So I started the AcuAroma Learning Circles. And that's a monthly online. I do one online in the morning, and then in the evening, I do a local one live with a group. And people can come and I make a workbook every month, and they can download the workbook, and it's on a specific topic each month. We did generosity, gratitude, and compassion this last month, and had some acupoints and oils to share with that. And then that became a certification course because people were like, I've been doing this for a while and I've been putting it into my practice, and I really want to be certified. I want the validation for what I'm doing. And I'm like, that's cool, and we should do that. So you can also create your niche market. So when I started doing this, I was working a lot in my reflexology and aromatherapy practice with women who were going through perimenopause and menopause. And so I started really working on the oils and points that could help them on that journey. So that's my niche market, is working with women on their menopause journey. So I can be the go-to expert in that area of expertise. And that just helps you stand out a little bit more. I also had written a book, Aromatherapy for Menopause Success. I need to redo that book because I need to add the acupoints now. So there's always another project going on in the background. And then you can go from serving one-to-one clients to one-to-many with these online offerings. I just did, I put together 20 protocols in a bundle and offered those during Black Friday. And I just offered it to people that had already been engaging with me or in classes with me. And it was very successful. So people are looking for solutions that they can use right away to help themselves or to help their clients. So there are 4 really good ways to start using AcuAroma Therapy and grow with it as well. So let's do one more point. We're going to work with neroli. If you don't have neroli, if you have maybe ylang ylang or bergamot, any of those you can work with. Whoops, got to get my screen back here. Okay, neroli. Let me grab my neroli. Where's my neroli? Ah, here it is. All right, this beautiful little euphoric. We're going to go to the other spirit gate. It's in the ear. It's called the ear shenmen. This is going to calm and balance and restore your nervous system. Oh, this is good for a reset. So the 2 that I love to work with are bergamot or neroli. You're going to go to the top deep valley. If you roll from the top of the inside of your ear down, your fingers will come and rest on a little shelf. And that's where the ear shenmen is. This point really does balance the mind and regulate the nervous system, helps you to relax. So it gives a soothing effect for the nerves. And it's helpful for any of the three: anxiety, depression, or insomnia. And neroli is just so great for mental and emotional support. It's also an endocrine regulator, so it helps to balance hormones as well. So your meridians are having a nice conversation here with neroli. And so if you were a little monkey mind, that's going to reduce. If you were a little agitated, that's going to reduce. We're just doing light pressure, focusing in on the breath, just noticing. So we started to calm down at the beginning with Rose on Heart 7, the other spirit gate, and we're ending with this spirit gate. And in the middle, we relax the upper body and the muscles, ligaments, and tendons. And we use the third eye, yin tong, to get a bigger perspective. So just sort of restoring you here at the end with this. I never use more than 3 or 4 points in a session. So when I'm doing a reflexology session and I do, say, 3 points, I'm holding it for 1 to 3 minutes. That's the first 10 minutes probably of the session. So then I can spend the rest of the time doing the reflexology or the Reiki. And the oils and the points are still working together. So they're actually helping me. And they're enhancing the work that I'm doing through the reflexive zones or through the Reiki. So it's really beautiful. Every one of my clients who had worked with me prior to me doing AcuAroma Therapy, every single one of them said, my sessions were much better when we did the oils and the points. So I know that it's so if my clients are telling me that. These are some of the ways that you can start learning. Like I said, here on the right was the 30-day AcuAroma experience. Last year, I did a little ebook that had AcuAroma therapy for 9 common conditions and explained those, the card deck, and then the AcuAroma learning circles. So there are many different ways to start expanding your knowledge with this. But today, I want to talk a little bit more about the certification program. And the level 1 certification is a way that you can just set your dreams in motion. And this is a 4-month program. We get to meet once a week for 16 weeks. Was it yesterday? Yeah. We had the end of one of the sessions, the fall session. And we had our little graduation party and they were prepping for their exam. And we just had fun and we talked about the possibilities for, they're excited to start getting out there and really dreaming about what kind of programs they want, what their niche market's going to be. And so in this level 1, you're learning about all the meridian systems. And I think that was the thing that I was missing. When I was in class with Tiffany and Peter, I was in class with people that already had 2 years of deep study on the meridians and the points, and I was an aromatherapist and I wasn't an acupuncturist, so I didn't feel like I had the foundation. So I just kept taking a deep dive into the meridian systems and collaborating with other acupuncturists to have them teach me and mentor me. And so that's what I wanted to include in this certification program. So you have a good understanding. That's why I put that picture up of the heart meridian. So you're like, it. So in class, we're tapping that meridian. We're activating that meridian before we even start to do the points so that you have an enhancement of that and know what their function is and their utilization and know, there's a pairing of them. So there are partner meridians in the body. And there's certain times of year that you would want to work more with them. So right now we're working with lung and large intestine. Those are partner meridians. So we go a little bit deeper into how to work specifically with those meridians and where they are and what they do and how they interact with one another. And so by the end of this, and you get a deck. You get your very own deck for this too. Anybody who enrolls in the program. So by the end of the 16 weeks, you are ready to start leading your own AcuAroma learning circles, both in person or online. You get a bonus workshop on how to set everything up to do something online as well, which is, I think, where a lot of people get stuck. Like, you can learn all this stuff, you can have all this in your head, and then it comes to the technical part and people go, uh-oh, I don't know how to do this. So I teach you how to do it. So level 1, you get proficient in the basics and you start earning right away, which I don't find in a lot of other programs. But even when I went through my health coaching program with IIN, you go through the year-long program and then they kind of drop you off at the doorstep with your certificate. And then you're like, well, how do I start a business? How do I do this? So I don't leave you at the doorstep. There's level 2, which is going to start in the fall of 2025. I'm still developing that. And we're going to do a deeper dive. We're going to talk more about source points and key points on each meridian. There will be 12 protocols that you can, will be specific to those partner meridians. And which will be different than the 20 protocol bundle that I already offer. And then level 3, you're going to niche down and you're going to create your signature program and you're going to get individual coaching for that. And it will actually get you up and running online so you can cast a wider net. So, and I've been through the growing pains of that, and I don't want you to have to go through those growing pains. So I'm going to make it easier for you. And so every 4 months, we're starting a new class. I've had 2 classes of the level 1 come through. Our next series of level 1 is going to be January 6th. So it's right around the corner, and everybody has had so much fun in it. We've had students from Thailand, Belgium, Canada, the US, the UK. It's just been all over the place, and I have literally loved it. There have been clinical aromatherapists that have taken the program, um, pharmacists who've taken the program, doctors who've taken the program, moms who've taken the program, Reiki practitioners. I mean, it envelops. It shows me that this modality can be used by all of these other holistic modalities. So the bonuses for level 1 are, you're going to get a free consult with me. We're going to talk for an hour and you're going to tell me what your dreams and desires are. And I'm going to help you make those happen through the program. And then you're going to get an extra bonus that's a workshop called Grow Fast with AcuAroma Learning Circles. And that shows you 3 different ways to put together your own learning circles. And then you'll be part of my monthly AcuAroma Learning Circle. So you'll have 4 months of access. That means you'll get 4 workbooks. You'll get to see how I do it in real time. And then you'll get a deck. That's pretty cool. Yeah. And this is just some of what my previous students are saying about the program. And Judith, who is an energy medicine practitioner, she's the founder of Plant Speak courses. She lives in the Portland area. Dear friend of mine, she came over this last summer when I was distilling the lemon verbena. And we had a beautiful experience with the plant spirit of lemon verbena. And then Cindy De La Roca, who is another colleague of mine. She lives in the Portland area as well. She's a massage therapist. She's a cancer survivor. And she does auricular therapy. So she does the ear seeds. And so she's using the points on the ears. And she's also using the oils on those points. And she created this beautiful little kit for my deck. So she's having great successes with it. So I guess it's like, what do you think? You get the 4-month program with the fundamentals of these aromatic energetics, the TCM meridian system. I do want to hop over to the course portal and show you sort of how it's laid out. You'll be earning and running your own learning circles in just 16 weeks. You'll get a digital certificate and a badge that you can use, a digital badge you can use in your own branding. And then we just came out with the worldwide certified acuaromatherapy directory. So when you graduate from the program, you will be listed with your own comprehensive listing, our SEO optimized website, where people can go search to find a certified acuaromatherapy practitioner. And that's been one of the most exciting things, is that to see people's faces up there with their bios and their links to their websites and their programs or their Facebook pages, or how people can
I'm on here twice.
get in touch with them. So um, the ongoing access to the level 1 course is, as long as I've got the course available, you can always go back into the course portal. And if you don't get through all the material in the 16 weeks, you can join the next group and keep continuing with them until you get through all your 16 weeks. I've had several students who life just kind of got in the way, and so they looped back for the next group that came in and continued with that. So that is totally doable. It doesn't always have to be on my time. It can be on your time. This is your program. This is your future. This is your business development. So this program usually sells for $9.97, but since you're here and you took the time, I'm going to offer you a coupon code that's going to save you $400, and you still get all those bonuses. The bonuses won't last forever though, but the offer is going to be good through the Save 400 coupon code is going to be good through New Year's Day. You should start off the new year with a new way to do your business that can make you more money, right? And I always give a 7-day money back guarantee. If you get in there and go, I don't know about this, I don't know if I'm ready for this, I'm totally okay with that too. So I'm going to talk a little bit about your return on your investment, because that's always the deal. I see these kids spending, hundreds of thousands of dollars going to school, and I'm like, what's the return on investment for those kids? How many years do they have to work to return the investment on what they've made? So I will give you a little example of my return on investment here. You're gonna invest with the discount $595. And within 16 weeks, you're going to be able to lead your own AcuAroma learning circles. And I'm going to teach you exactly how to do that. The suggested annual membership is $360. I have it broken down a little bit. I've got, people can come in and try it for 1 month for $30. They can do a 3-month package for $75, so they get a little bit of a discount, or they can buy the whole year at a time. All the people except for 2 right now that are in my learning circle, I think I have 22 in there right now, they pay the annual fee, no questions asked, because they've seen me as a practitioner, they've taken other classes with me, they're like, okay, yeah, this is good. I get a workbook every month that I can work through, and a live class. So if you took the level 1 certification for $595, you would only need 2 friends to sign up with an annual membership, and you've immediately made money. That's insanely affordable. Okay. And I also have done for you workbooks, so that when you finish your training, you can always purchase the unbranded workbooks, and you can already have 11 months worth of content to start teaching people. I don't know of any other program that makes it that easy. I mean, when I went to health coaching school, even when I studied my acuaromatherapy stuff, there was no done for you stuff. It didn't exist. So I want this modality to grow, and I want you to be part of it. And becoming part of this can make you a go-to expert. It can boost your business in 2025. It can increase your income, and it can help you help more people as you grow your business. So it's a win-win. And before we go into questions, I want to go into my, I'll go back and share another screen. Hang on. We're going to go into the portal. This is on Teachable right now. So when you get into the portal, it will look like this. There's a welcome, getting started, and then you'll get the bonus ebook in there that you can download. And then the first 2 weeks, we talk about the fragrance energetics and the meridian system as a whole and your flow of chi. So if we went into, I'm going to go into the meridian system right here. And so there would be, you'll have a PDF for each one of the modules. You will have various videos as I've broken down that PDF. And then you'll get some handouts. And I have the Chinese medicine clock in this one. We're going to talk about that. And then you'll have your exercises, your homework exercises as a PDF. And there's an extra little video in this one. And we've got the live class recording. So you have access to all of that. Everything is downloadable. Let me go back to curriculum. And so it goes through all of the modules, 16 of them. And then at the end, we've got, let me get down here without making you all dizzy. We do the course review and exam prep. So there's some other PDFs in there, and the quiz is also in there. You get 3 attempts to take it. You pass with a 70% score, and then you send me an email and you get your digital certificate and badge. And if you are a NAHA member, you get continuing education credits for that. If you are a massage therapist, I'm working on getting massage credits for this, so it's a little trickier. And then there's the bonus workshop where you've got content for setting up your first learning circle. And then we do some masterminds. As a bonus, I give 3 months worth of mastermind. So as you're developing things after you've graduated, you can come to the mastermind and ask questions or say, oh, I got stuck on this whole mail server thing. Can you help me? So we go through some more specific things there. So it's really a rich program that offers you ways to, let me see, what was I going to do? Oh, I was going to go and give you a link here. Let me go out of that. And we'll open up for some questions. Let me go here and pop into my notes and grab my link. So like I said, this course is up on Teachable, and this is, boop, that is the link. And then at checkout, you do the promo code SAVE400. Yay. Hatal, you may go over this, but what day and time? I usually hold the classes on Mondays, and it depends on where people are coming from, whether I do it in the morning or when I do it in the evening. They're always recorded. They're always put up into the portal. So you always have access to each weekly recording. And actually, you have access to other classes that I've done, other sequences. So you have lots of review videos, and I always do them slightly different. So it's good to watch them all if you want to. Yeah, so it would either be at 8 o'clock in the morning on a Monday Pacific time, or I think I do 6 o'clock or 4 o'clock. I'm not quite sure. It'll depend. We kind of just go with the group. I've done it at 5 o'clock Pacific time PM, or I've done it at 7 o'clock. It just depends on where people are coming from. But I know that sounds vague, but it's not. All right. Are there any other questions? How did you feel about the oils and the points today? Did it make sense with you? Could you feel anything? Were you a little more relaxed or maybe less stressed today? You can start using those points in your practice right away, because now you know how. All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for being here today. Atal, did you have another question? Oh, you're muted.
Oh, no, I don't have a question. I just wanted to say thanks. And I really liked neroli on the year Shen Men. I haven't done that ever. I've always been just doing the bergamot. So
Mhm. It
I
has
really
a softer, it just feels more emotional supportive. Whereas bergamot feels like it's okay, reset. We're going to go straight to the reset. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But
That's great.
thank you. And I'm excited. I'm gonna join the program. So
Yeah, you're a Reiki practitioner, correct?
Reiki practitioner and healing touch practitioner. So yeah.
Oh, beautiful. I just love all the ways it's being used in the different modalities, and it's so exciting to me.
Yes. And
Thank
I've already been using, quite a few of the points already. So
You've been using the protocols. You got the protocol bundle, didn't you?
yes, I did. It's been so good. And the same thing what you said is what my clients have been saying, that they're just getting, it's different and deeper is what they're saying. Like they feel like a deeper rest, but
Sure.
almost kind of like meditative instead of asleep. So it was kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm. Very good. Very good.
Yeah, thank you.
Nancy, did you have a question? You want to unmute?
I think I'm unmuted.
Oh,
Wow.
we're getting a lot of feedback. You must be on 2 devices.
I am on. Let me get out of here.
Okay, you're muted.
Yeah, she was on there twice, so she was on 2 devices.
Okay. All right.
She hung up one of them. I don't know if it's because she could see on one and hear on one or something, though.
Oh, you're muted on. Okay.
There we go.
Yay, there she is.
First of all, I apologize for that. When I lost you the first time I re-entered, it doesn't matter. So here's my question is, when does the next 16-week segment start? When I flip back and forth on my little overwhelmed laptop, I couldn't tell.
Okay, it starts on Monday, January 6th.
Okie doke. That's
Which my calendar says is Epiphany Day. Ooh, maybe we'll have
well,
an epiphany.
that's a nice day to start.
I love that.
Well,
Yeah.
As you may have remember, or you may not, but I had put the aroma deck on my Christmas list.
Yes.
And maybe what I'm thinking of is just starting.
Maybe what the universe wants you to do is just take the course so you get the deck.
Exactly. So thank you for today. I've got to run. I've got people waiting here.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Thank you so very much. This was terrific.
Great. Great. All right. Brandy, did you have anything else to add before we finish?
No, we're great. I'll just say I have the deck. I use the deck.
Uh-huh.
I love the deck. And it really does help me, like, especially when I want to do a mix with the 3, right? I'll be like, okay, I've got sweet and I've got base, and what am I missing? And, and then I'll put something from the top in. So
beautiful.
I really love the deck.
That's neat. That's neat. So yeah, if you were going to take the program, then maybe you get the workshop bundle, the workbook bundle or something.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, that I shuffle bonuses around. So
that works.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I'm going to do another presentation tonight. If you know of anybody who might be interested, it'll be at 5:00 Pacific time. And we'll go through this again for those who can't come during the morning. So thank you all for being here. And I look forward to maybe seeing your pretty little faces in class.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye, everyone.